Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's almost 10 o'clock on February 8th, 2023, and it was a very warm day. A lot of sunshine out there, but it was quite warm, way above normal. Yeah, it was, I don't know. Even though it was sunny, I don't know, the air didn't feel all that good today. I'm going to look at air quality in a moment here, but this is the satellite. You can see we had just a few clouds in the afternoon and then maybe some cirrus this evening, but other than that, nothing really terrible for us today, other than it just being ridiculously warm. This is what it looked like in the late afternoon. Took a little walk, but again, not a whole lot of energy. This is what it looked like in the evening. And yeah, that's on the South Shore, but there was no sea breeze there either. You could see severe weather going on in the south. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first let's go to our current observations. It's still very warm out there. Let's see. Actually, we've dropped now. We're 30. No, we're in the 39 degree range. It looks like 39 being reported at Farmingdale, 36 at Ronkonkoma, Islip MacArthur Airport. So it has dropped from what it was earlier. We'll take a look and see what the day was like across the area today, and pull that up right now. So we started off. You can see well into the 50s today. Northwest to west northwest winds. It was breezy. You could see we started off. You could see with sunshine and just a few clouds around. Not a bad day, but just very warm. For this time of the year, quite warm. In fact, the winds did drop off tonight, so I guess we are seeing some of that radiational cooling develop as a result of that. Let's see, West Hampton. Yep, there's West Hampton already at 27 degrees. So it's probably going to drop, especially here in the Pine Barrens. It's probably going to drop to the low 20s, probably low 20s in the Pine Barrens and upper 20s elsewhere to around 30 probably tonight. Let's go put our highs up on the screen here. We'll pull this out a little bit more. And a little bit of radiational cooling in Jersey too as well. Let's go to our high temperatures for the day. And you will see, we've gotten to the 50s again, 52 at Islip, and even warmer in Jersey, where it was 56 west of Toms River, and it looks like in Toms River, or just south of it, almost 60 degrees. That's really warm. So I was surprised, even with the northwest wind, still hotter there than it is here. And then if you were on the Forks, because you were surrounded by the water, you were a little cooler with mid to upper 40s for highs. So a little bit of sea breeze there, or a Long Island Sound breeze, which is, again, kind of ridiculous, but that is what we're dealing with this crazy weather that we are in right now. So let's go and look at some Wonder Ground readings. We'll move over to that. Go to Wonder Map here. And I want to just look at some more local air temperatures, because depending on where you were, it felt cooler than others. See, in Mineola, it felt like it's more like in the 40s here. See 43. But if you go to an area that's has a little more less development, you can see it's down in the mid 30s already. So yeah, there's a difference. In the South Shore also, you have that difference. Like in Wantor, felt like upper 30s, but Rockville Center felt a little warmer, closer to 40. So some small variability, but we will be dropping tonight and will be cooling off after a ridiculously warm day. And if we look at today's climate statistics at Islip, which we will pull up on the screen again, we were way above normal. So let's go to that for today. Observed weather at Islip. We had a high of 52. That's 12 degrees above normal. Low is 33. That's 9 degrees above normal. So we wound up being 11 degrees above normal for the day. So yeah, quite warm. And I think this month, we're probably already averaging above normal, or very soon above normal temperatures. And I'll go over that a little more, I think, tomorrow night, I think. Maybe, if you want to go over it. Yeah, we'll go over it tonight, I guess. Let's do it tonight. So Islip, preliminary monthly data. Let's see what we got now. Let's see. I know we just started, but departure from normal, 1.8 degrees below normal. You see that's coming up. So, yeah, it's coming up. And if we look at Central Park, preliminary already has us, their departure from normal is negative 2.3, but it will turn around after all these above normal days will offset all those 2 days of cold that we did wind up having. I did want to look at air quality today, because it seemed like there was some haze in the air earlier on, and I want to actually look at that because nobody else does. Um, let's do carbon monoxide. Oh, yeah, look at that. Wow, that's a lot of carbon monoxide in the air. Look at that. So if you weren't feeling well today, it was actually even worse over Jersey. If you weren't feeling well today, I definitely felt like weak. This is probably why. Carbon monoxide, elevated carbon monoxide levels in the air. Probably, again, that warmth and just the, all the pollution in the air, even though we had that breeze. Like I said, this air is not coming from Canada. It's literally crossing over the Chicago. It's picking up more and more pollutants. So by the time it gets here, it's pretty, even though the sun was out, the air quality was not good today at all whatsoever. So let's go and pull this out, and we will go to the actual hazards going on because we do have tornado situations here. It looks like we have tornado watches in the whole, it looks like through Louisiana. Yep, Louisiana up to parts of Mississippi. Yep, and it looks like we even have a tornado warning now in effect for southeastern Rankin, northeastern Simpson County, and northwestern. So again, seeing a lot of severe weather. And if we go and look at the Storm Prediction Center, look at this. They have this in red. That is incredible. So that is, that's a tornado watch right there. But you can see it looks like that's an enhanced risk for severe weather here. And we've already had 3 reports of tornadoes and 1 report of hail and 11 reports of wind today in the south. Pretty incredible. And we're going to look at that on the radar right now. We're going to see what's going on in the south right now because, again, we got this. You can see heavier rain off the north there. And then this is the severe weather. It is absolutely going to be pouring in New Orleans really shortly. And there's a whole feed of Gulf moisture just coming up the whole coast there. And if we look at the highs, you'll see it was in the low 80s today over there, and very humid too. So let's we'll shift this over to the observations here and look at the actual air temperatures. And you'll see, look at how humid it is. 73, dew point 67. So there's lots of moisture out ahead of this front. We're not going to be getting into this really disgusting stuff, fortunately, but you can see how we cause some severe weather. And we can put the radar where we have the radar. We'll just use this one. So you can see that's some pretty heavy rain right there. Again, New Orleans, and plenty of lightning too as well. You can see a good amount of lightning, especially out over the water. Just again, this is February, folks. This is what we're dealing with in February. Incredible. Yeah, that's not normal at all whatsoever. We can also look at the satellite as well and show you this as well here. Let's go to the satellite. Let's go to the south. Which one is south? Southern Mississippi Valley. Yeah, this would be good. We could do this to show you all the lightning here. So again, it's another look at this front here that's coming. That's a lot of lightning there. So more severe weather again. It might be causing some power outages too. So let's see that. Not too many power outages yet, but the night is still young, and there's still going to be severe weather in the south. So let's go take a look at the models, and again, we have this high that's this weak high. You can see there's the low coming out, and this is, again, we're going to have screaming in the models here. So here we go, that low that's going to go well up into the Great Lakes there. Kind of brings a warm front through tomorrow, so we start feeling a little more moisture. Slight chances for rain tomorrow. It's not really going to be that much of a rainy day. It's very slight chances. And then we have this quote-unquote dry front coming through for Friday. High pressure builds in. We try to get into some cooler air for Saturday, and then here comes this low. Forms look at that, well southeast. And it looks like right now the GFS is shifted back to a southerly track. Earlier it was bringing it up the coast, but now we don't see any rain from it, and it just stays to the south. Looks like it would just brush us, this storm. And again, with that flat flow in the upper air, that's to be expected. All right. Again, if we go to the upper air flow, we look at the upper air on here, you can see that flat flow in the upper air. It's just going to kind of take it due east there. You can see that bridging over the northeast there. It's going to keep that suppressed. That is the GFS. Let's go to the icon. I know the icon doesn't have that feature, so we'll just move this over here. We'll see. So this is the icon. Icon, similar idea, except a little more intense with the storm. But similar idea with the icon as well. So let's go take a closer look at our area. We'll look at the HRRR. I don't know what I just did there, but look at the HRRR. Oh, I meant to go to northeast. I think that's what screwed it up. Okay. So here's the HRRR. Dry tonight. And you'll see a very, very slight rain chance. It's really lowering the rain chances to the point of almost barely having any chance at all. The best chance is going to be in the evening with a little bit of a very small line of showers that come through between 7 and 9 o'clock or so, and then that's it. And that just shifts the winds off to the west and brings in the drier air, and that's it. Because of that flat flow, we're not going to see that moisture coming up here. It's kind of going up north instead. You can see where the low is. So right now, that's what the HRRR is showing. Barely any rain at all. So, which I'm happy about because we don't want any rainy days. A little snow would be nice, but I'm tired of the rain. I really am. So let's go to the NAM model. That'll be the next model to use. That's a tendency to be a little wetter. And you can see it does have a few very light showers around 4 or 5 o'clock, and then a few really spotty stuff. So really just spotty, very spotty in nature. And that's why I don't really think we're going to see all that much in the way of rain tomorrow. I love how Channel 12 is keep the umbrella handy. I don't think you're going to need it tomorrow. I don't know. They seem to love rain on that station. I don't know what it is. It wasn't that woman that I like to call Mrs. Umbrella. That was somebody else. But really looking at these models, it looks pretty moisture starved at this point. And you'll see why when we go and we put the dew points on the screen. So here's the dew points and wind flow. And you can see we got northwest winds, dry air in place tonight. Dew points in the 20s. They do come up a little bit. Dew points rise into the 40s. And maybe we get a little bit of 50-degree dew points Friday morning. And then the winds shift off to the west by Friday afternoon. That brings in the drier air, but I say it's a dry front. It won't be all that cold behind it. So here is the temperatures tonight. Again, lows probably around 30 degrees, but again, 20s probably in the colder areas, such as the Pine Barrens. And then tomorrow, you'll see it's going to be another mild day, and especially if you're further south, southern Jersey, you could hit 60. For the rest of us, we'll probably be around 50 degrees. Southerly flow, some more of a sea breeze tomorrow. And you see tomorrow night we don't really cool off all that much. And then that sets the stage for a pretty warm Friday with highs getting probably 55 to 60. With that west wind, there won't be any sea breeze at all. It'll probably be the warmest day of all. And then it should cool off a little more beyond that. Let's look at the... let's go to the GFS. So actually, we'll go to the GFS. So we'll go to the GFS and look at the dew points and wind flow on this as well. So here's a GFS model, and you'll see again that moisture trying to come in a little bit tomorrow night. But you can see this doesn't really get too much into the area. And I have a feeling the GFS would also be very limited on the rain. We will look at that in a moment here. But you can see the dry air working in Friday afternoon, and then Saturday, northwest winds. This is going to help push that system down. Saturday could actually wind up being a decent day where we might have nice skies. Northwest winds and temp 2 points below freezing should give us a nice sky. And then you see that storm off to the south, but you see it stays there. And we stay in the dry air. And that's the GFS right there, keeping it away from us. So let's go look at our temperatures on the GFS. And again, you see tomorrow will be mild, especially further south. But Friday is going to be quite warm. Again, Friday, I think the models could be underestimating the warmth, 55 to 60, I think. May see some records fall on Friday with the warmth there. That downsloping flow from the west, it's almost like it warms the air up. So the models sometimes underestimate that. But it will be cooler on Saturday. We'll have highs closer to normal. Low 40s for highs, I think. So it'll be close to normal. And then as we get into Sunday, you can see the temperatures already rising a little bit back into the mid 40s. And then here we are next Monday. And then after that, we're back into the warmth again. So, it's going to be above normal. No cold air in sight for a while at least. So next we'll go to the skies. So let's go to the skies. And obviously we're going to have clouds around tomorrow. Friday, probably have some more sun by the afternoon. And this is where it gets a little iffy with this front. And again, this is the GFS, has a tendency to be sloppy with this as well, with how far that front gets, because some models are bringing it much further south. Most of the models are actually giving us a sunny day on Saturday. So let's go to the RGM here. For Friday, you can see we're going to have some sunshine in the afternoon. And then for Saturday, you can see that front gets pushed off to the south, and we have mostly sunny skies across the area. That's the RGM model, and I think there's an agreement with that on the NAM as well. Go to the NAM. So here's the NAM. Obviously, tomorrow we'll have plenty of clouds, but NAM has sunshine for Friday, and that's all we got of the NAM. But 12Z Saturday, you can see it already has mostly sunny skies with that Sirius being pushed off to the south. So that's what I think is going to happen. The FV3 would be the high-resolution GFS 0Z run, which we don't have, and there isn't a 12Z run for this. So that's why I don't really want to show you that. We don't have that. But other than that, I mean, we'll look at the GFS. This is old information. We'll see if we can get at least some of it for tomorrow. All right, we have some of the 0Z for tomorrow to show you. So here is, you can see just very, very scattered, very light rain activity, very little rain activity at all. We're barely going to get any rain at all. Just the chance of a shower. I think the best chance is going to be in the overnight period when that boundary comes through that drops the dew points. But other than that, that's it. And then we're out of it, and then we're dry. And then you can see that's the GFS bringing that system a little closer again. But again, I think the GFS is even leaning toward that southerly track, which would suppress the system. So I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. Again, slight chance of rain tomorrow. I don't expect a whole lot of rain. It'll probably be very much on the light side if there is any at all. And right now we still have to watch the weekend. But again, I could look at the European model. I guess we can look at that one last and see what the European is doing with that. European also. All right, that's as far as we got on the 18Z run. The European is actually bringing it north, but again, this is the 12Z run. So, yeah, the European is just flip-flopping like it always does. But the Icon has been pretty persistent, and most of the models are keeping this thing to the south. So I'm thinking it stays to the south, but right now it's too early to tell. But as far as getting any snow from it, that looks pretty unlikely at this point. Very unlikely. So, again, we're still waiting for snow. Here, an actual snowfall of like at least an inch or more here on Long Island. And I don't know when or if that's even going to happen this winter. Doesn't look too likely at this point, and that would break yet another record for this year without a winter, it seems. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.